Hey everyone, back in the garden for our second tour. This will be a quick tour. The sun's going down. I gotta go help kids get to bed, but needed to give a quick update on our latest failure around here, which is the great collapse of one of our grape arches. All three of our arches are the same, so it's entirely possible that this will happen to the other two as well, which I do not like because I'm not sure exactly how we're gonna salvage this vine that was climbing up. This is the most unruly one, so the lesson learned here is we really have to prune our grapes, especially with this weaker material of an arch. And also stronger arches, perhaps wooden ones that would stay in place a little longer. So I don't know what we're gonna do exactly. I don't know if we're going to preemptively take out the other two arches and replace them when we have the finances to do that. How we're gonna keep these grapevines alive in the meantime, I don't know. We are not really in problem solving mode yet. I heard a noise last night. I thought one of the kids had woken up, and then we looked out this morning. My husband looked out this morning and found that the arch had finally fallen. And I say finally because it's not entirely unexpected. You can see right here is the spot where it buckled and broke. So it was already buckling before. It's kind of hard to see from this angle. I think I might have shown that in the last garden video, actually. That's where it started to buckle and bend in one of the windstorms. You can tell it's also rusted, so this material was not as good as we thought for this kind of structure. And my husband put a plastic stake here, which did not do its job because it's plastic. One little plastic stake against the weight of two large grapevines and a metal arch was not enough. It didn't break, but it didn't hold up. So that's our most current failure. And I'm not quite sure what to do about it yet. But there's some success in other parts of the garden. Still fighting these underground poachers. That just happened yesterday because that hole was not there yesterday. But the rest of the sweet potatoes are doing well. That was the biggest concern, I think, or one of the bigger concerns the last time. I went around to each plant and assessed the damage from the sun and the bad transplanting job that I did. But they're all green and happy now, except for the ones that got eaten from below, so that's good. This part of the garden is pretty bare now because we complete with a bubble wand, thanks to the children. We had onions all in here. We harvested all of those. It's late June now and they were good sized. Garlic should be next up, ready to harvest here in a bit. You can see our one big leek hanging on and a couple little leeks sprouting up there. I pulled out most of the big broccoli plants that our neighbor gave us. Those were about done. You can see this one's got some like second flower growth on it. It's not the main flower. We've already harvested the main flower, but there's some little second ones that we can go after as well. So I haven't pulled those yet. Here's our garlic. It's about ready to go. It's getting pretty big down there. We give it a little bit more. See, they're still pretty straight up and down. They're volunteer potatoes from last year, still doing okay, but I'm not really taking care of them. These are peas on the arch trellis. This is about the last. I guess we've got two pea plants, one here and one over there still hanging on, but I pulled most of our peas as well throughout the garden. It's just too hot for them, and we got a bunch of rain after about 4 weeks of no rain, and they did not like that big fluctuation. This is the green celery. This one's doing pretty well, but these in the middle here are pretty skimpy. They're about the same size as they were a couple weeks ago. But man, here's the experiment. I had green and white and they were about the same, but now that the white has been transplanted and it's nice and healthy, all of the white ones when compared to all of the green ones, the white ones are doing really well. So hopefully we like the flavor of the white ones because they really like it here. So they'll stick around. The zucchini has exploded, and that's 2 plants, but I think next year we can get by with 1 just fine. Oh, and I almost forgot, our little bell pepper is hanging on with no flowers, but still hanging on. The zucchini is actually ready for picking, so might as well. I'll leave that till tomorrow, actually. Our girls can get that tomorrow. Let's see, so this grape arch is still doing okay, but again, this purple grape didn't get pruned very well, so it's getting a little heavy, although it's not as big as the other one. So hopefully that one stays up and we can get some grapes this year. Purple beans on this side, along with the tomatoes, which were not doing well for a while. I think I over pruned them. And then we had that big dry spell, but it looks like all the new growth on the tomatoes, since we have gotten some rain, is looking good. I might need to prune that, but all the old leaves, of course, are crusty, crunchy, so they were not doing well for a while. And now I gotta save them from the purple beans that are growing all over them, but we'll figure out. I didn't actually intend to put the purple beans here, so not quite sure how this pairing will work out with the beans and the tomatoes trying to grow on the same trellis. Maybe wasn't a good idea. I'm not sure. We'll find out. Yeah, see this other zucchini? I just tried to pull these leaves off, but I guess the whole thing was not doing well. So maybe after that little tug, maybe we are down to 1 plant. I don't know. No, it's still okay. It's still in there. So there's 1 plant and then the big one. So those will probably take some turns. And just real quick, check in over here. I'm really sick of these potatoes because I don't take care of the potatoes. I might just want them to go away so that I can weed this bed out and use it for something else. And maybe try again with potatoes and actually take care of them this time, but it's not where my head was, so I'm kind of over these. But so this guy came from the store. We bought a start of cucumbers because I tried 2 sowings of our cucumber seeds, which were left over from last year, and none of them grew. So this is a seedling, and it was way more expensive than I care to admit, but here we are because we want some cucumbers. So we're gonna just go with the 1 plant, and here's my experiment. Since I invested $6 in the 1 plant, which I know we'll get back way more than that in its dividends, but put it right in the middle of this arch, and I'm gonna see if I can fill up the whole arch on that side of just 1 cucumber plant, because I think it's possible. Last year we had way too many because I grew 6 of them, and that was too much. But I'm gonna see if we can fill up 1 side and have it be manageable with just 1 plant. Okay, on this side, same situation with the tomatoes. This one's actually gotten so big that it needs some help climbing and being tied up here. So this is a project for when I'm home again. Same over here. These tomatoes were so sad. And then we got so much rain, and now they're so happy, but now they're getting unruly. So that's a different problem. We did harvest over here some purple carrots, and they were really interesting. This is cosmic purple, and they were, cosmic purple. They are purple on the outside, and then most of the flesh on the inside, most of the root, is orange, and then right in the center, if they get big enough, not quite woody, but still just a big fat carrot, the very center is actually like a lime green. So they're like really rainbowy, purple, orange, and then green. And then when you roast them, the orange part actually turns yellow. So they're very, very colorful. And for my little girls who are obsessed with everything rainbows and unicorns right now, they were really cool. So, and they were yummy. They just tasted like regular orange carrots, but with that extra earthy quality from being in the garden and not just like the bland carrots from the store. So good quality carrots. We just didn't get a lot yet. We just had enough for 1 meal. This one's actually probably ready to pull. It's a little one, but I kind of get nervous about these guys because, like I said before, something keeps eating them from below. So sometimes I'm like, when they get big enough, do I just go for it? But this one was already getting pretty loose, so this one wasn't well attached. It's not a big root on that one. So anyway, we'll just snack on that. Somebody will. Not a good quality carrot, but that's fine. These are the last of the snap peas, and you can tell they're super huge for snap peas because I'm letting these grow to seed. So this plant is actually about done. So I could pull these off, but next time I come out, I'll pull these off and dry them out, and these will be our snap pea seeds for next time. And the snap peas are always a hit here, so like I said, I almost didn't even buy them this year, but I was like, why not? Everybody loved them. Our lettuce is so bolting and so bolty. Yeah, so I'm sure this is super bitter, but I don't even care. Just put some salad dressing on it, but it's still fun. The lettuce tower, they get so tall and silly looking. But butter crunch lettuce. Again, last of the snap peas. There's probably a few more in there that could go for it. Our corn's doing pretty good. This is the second round of corn, so these aren't quite ready yet, but they are ready for pollinating. Oh, all right. Squash bug eggs right on the pumpkin. So here's what we do with that. I don't even know if it's helpful, but it makes me feel better. I take off the leaf, and then it goes right here in the fire pit, and then when we have a fire, they all get burned. So there's that. Let's go under this tunnel here. We've got red beans growing up this side, and our white pumpkin plant. We had two. I pulled one out again. It was just too much. This is still probably too much in the little space that I'm trying to restrict it to. It's about just a third of this arch. It could probably take up the whole thing if I let it, but I'm trying to keep it maintained this year. But lots of little pumpkin flowers. We'll see how those turn out. This corn over here is the first round of corn, and it's about ready. The silks are drying up and browning back. We also grew peas in here, and I ripped out all of those because I was sick of digging in the corn for the peas. Except for this one, apparently. This one's still doing okay. Not producing anything, but at least it's not all moldy and gross. There's one that I missed. That is getting pretty yucky. Also goes to the fire pit. This corn is not quite ready yet, but I'm getting anxious for it. This is baby corn, and some of these might be ready soon, but I'm gonna wait another day or so before I actually pick one and try it, because we already ate dinner today and got plans for tomorrow. So I think on Wednesday we'll come out 2 days from now. And that's about the whole garden in a quick update, quick run through. And still don't know what to do about this, but we will figure it out for sure. We'll see you next time.